you guys, we are back once again in the heart of the great outdoors, by the docks, just enjoying the amazing view. I'm gonna see if you can see it, but basically a very wide ocean view just by the docks, the sun glittering off the water, and the distant cities in the mountains in the landscape just on the horizon. And I wanted to make this video because it's so recently I've been doing a lot of introspection, and what I realized was that a lot of the problems that we encounter in our daily life actually stem from other people. And so that's why recently I've been making sure to prioritize more time just by myself, without anyone near me. And that includes especially family members. And this is because growing up, your family members are typically the people that you spend the most time with. And the more time you spend with them, the more their beliefs, their ideals, and their past traumas get passed on to you. And so as a result, when you grow up around your family members, you never really think about whether or not what they're teaching you is the correct way as to how you should live life. You just kind of go along with the flow, believing that they have your best interests at heart. And they do, but sometimes their programming is not designed to give you the life that makes you happy and brings you joy. Because we're all different, right? I know growing up for me, my parents were very strict on making sure that I would turn out okay in life. And so they would prioritize me getting good grades in school, making sure I select a profession that is guaranteed to make good income. And so a lot of my childhood was spent indoors, studying for hours on end, doing my homework. And whenever I would have spare time, they would assign me even more homework. This could be in the form of extracurricular, like math assignments or exercises to prepare me for the next grade. For example, if I was in grade 4, then I'd be doing things I'd be studying for the grade above me, which is, grade 5 or grade 6 or 7, depending on my proficiency in that subject. And so I would remember being locked in the house, doing these things, especially during summer vacation, right? That's when you have 3 months off, where you can just enjoy yourself and do nothing. But for me, having luxury time meant having time to continue working. And so I'd remember during those summer days, I'd be sitting at the desk or whatever, doing my homework. But then I'd look outside, and because it's summer, the sun is, just blazing over the landscape, highlighting nature, shining off the water, the reflections. So I'd see like a lot of beauty in the outside world, in the natural world. compared to where I was, which is at home. And so I'd always have this like longing to go outside in those summer days. You know, play around with my friends, touch the grass, watch the bees, pollinate flowers, or just look at a fantastic ocean view, as you see here. That was what I longed for as a kid, but I never got the opportunity to pursue that path of happiness, because to my parents and the culture that we were raised in, enjoying a scenic view is not going to bring you financial success or comfort in your life, right? When you're staring at an ocean, you're watching the sun glitter off the waves, and you're in that moment where you're just at one with the world, you're peaceful, and there's no desire for anything other than to just enjoy the moment that you're in. While it may feed your soul and show you a spiritual aspect of life that you would not be able to achieve in any other activity, while it does feed your soul, it does not bring you money. And so I never really had the opportunity to do what it is that I do today, which is just having the freedom to go out on an adventure. And sometimes if I feel like it, I'll pull out my phone and I'll make a video like this that just shares my thoughts and documents the journey that I've been through in order to get to where I am today. So going back to my first point, which I mentioned, which is that spending time alone just by yourself is actually a blessing in disguise. Because it gives you the time to really reflect on what it is you value. But more importantly, to me, I think it's just that there's no external noise outside of you that's constantly telling you what you should or shouldn't be doing, whether what you're enjoying is good or bad for you, or whether or not it sets you up for success or failure in your life. So recently I've been intentionally ignoring the people around me and pretending as though they don't exist. Not to say that I'm looking down on them, but in your daily life, right, you might encounter people when you're sharing an elevator. You might encounter them as you're walking down the street, and you make eye contact with them. Basically, there's people everywhere, right, in society today. And maybe that's the reason why we have so many issues in regards to mental health and anxiety, one's own self-esteem, and the ability to find peace and happiness in our lives. It's because we're always surrounded by people, and as a result, we have this conditioned belief that we should pay attention to the people around us, to greet them, to say hello, to acknowledge their presence. And if for some reason we don't do that, then we're considered rude or antisocial, or however many other names that we've come up with to label someone who seeks peace in their life. The funny thing is, when you get to a certain level of having peace and contentment in your life, all of a sudden you're no longer seen as a loner, you're seen as a spiritual guru. And then people will pay money to just sit there and listen to you talk about how you've learned what the meaning of life is, simply from sitting on a bench and overlooking the ocean. I find that really ironic, because it's like the thing that you've always sought to pursue is actually the answer to all of life's problems. But we've never been really given that opportunity to go down that path. Because it's not easy, right? You don't know where it's going to end up. You don't know whether or not you're going to be successful. You just know that you will find peace by forging a path that no one else has been down before, or at least not many have had the bravery to pursue that journey of stepping into the unknown. And so if you're having a lot of issue dealing with like that voice in your head, just constantly keeps talking and doesn't seem to know how to shut up, maybe all you need is a small vacation to the beach or a forest where there's no one around you and where you can just be yourself without the fear of being judged by anyone other than what you see in front of you at this moment right now. I think as long as we play by the rules of someone that, if we continue to play by the rules that we did not create, we will forever be miserable. And by rules, I mean, the conditionings of society, such as, say hello to people, pay attention to them, don't ignore them when they're speaking to you. But who comes up with these rules, right? Like, if I don't enjoy talking to someone, then, I'm not going to talk to them. If I want to go to the ocean and I want to look at the beautiful scenery in front of me in peace, then, I don't want to talk to anyone. I just want to enjoy the ocean view. I just want to listen to what nature has to tell me, right? I don't want to speak to people. I want to speak to nature. I want to speak to that silent voice that is around us all the time.
Slow it out into your knee, but you go to